word that's associated with the overall energy for the month of February is devastation. I know, devastating, devastation. That was that is what Spirit gave me, and I struggled with it. We were talking about it in the nest the other night, and I struggled with it because I didn't like, what kind of word is that, Spirit? Hey, Alexa. How you doing, Pumpkin? When the word devastating came, it was overwhelming for me. And the reason why it's overwhelming because it's the word, the connotation of the word seems so negative and bleak. Like when you think of devastation, you think of something that's very overwhelming, you know, the effects of something that happened that leaves you with the feeling of being out of control. Everything is gone. For an example, if there was a big storm, which is destruction, the storm causes destruction, but what's left after the destruction or the aftermath is what's left to be dealt with. Does that make sense? So when I thought about that, automatically I thought about physical disasters. I thought about, you know, death in people's lives. All of that could be. You have to take it and be close enough to Spirit to understand how to be led and protected within this devastation, right? What does that mean? Now, it might mean a good thing for you, but a bad thing for somebody else. You know what I mean? How can it be a good thing for me? How can devastation be a good thing for me? It's because when you have done all the work and done the things that have been required of you, and you shift your perspective, you do your work, you do your shadow work, you're doing all the things that help you to overcome, what happens is those who are holding on to you, hoping that you did not do the work, it is time for them, and they did some things. They didn't want you to be successful. Some of them were jealous. Some of them, out of the goodness of their own heart, projected fear onto you because of the fear that they live. They saw you break paradigms. They saw you do things, and out of that, they may have projected intentionally and or unintentionally some really bad juju, some black magic. Some of you are generational curse healers. Some of you, as you're coming out, and so now that you have endured all that you have endured, this month of February says devastation. Yeah, it's not your devastation. You chose to rock out of the pile. When the pile fell, that's devastation. Devastation is the aftermath, right? So who is your aftermath? Who might be receiving because of what they've thrown to you, because of what, you know, for every action, there's an opposite or equal reaction. For lack of a better, I might not have quoted it verbatim, but you understand, right? So the devastation sometimes comes because you've made a healthy choice for yourself, and because you pulled away from something, and that something doesn't want you to go. That devastation's got to happen. That rock pile is falling. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I need for y'all to hit that screen. Now, what I need you to know is, and be mindful of, is when the devastation occurs, you've got to be strong enough to know that, listen, this is not what you did. Like, it might be a karmic relationship. You're ascending, which means you're coming out of that. People who you've been associated with all this time, or have been associated with you, who've relied on you and you've relied on them, but because you're gone, ain't nobody feeling good about that. Projections, because if you're that ascending soul, 9 times out of 10 in your family, you're the one who is the generational curse breaker. So listen, so as lies are uncovered, it causes devastation, because the truth will set you free, but first it's gonna piss you off. This is truth, baby. You're sitting right in the midst of someone, something, and maybe you not even knowing. Something just seems like it's not right, and you can't put your finger on it. That's because you're the one who knows. And if you are still enough, you will begin to see the unraveling, the devastation. So let me talk about the flip side of this. All right, so those people who have really been casting spells, right? This is not good for them this month. That shit is over. Those cowards that have been standing behind other people that got caught up in their own ego that allowed them to betray you, it's over. So when this devastation, remember there's a difference between destruction. Destruction is the act or the process of creating damage. That's what these people have been doing. They have been creating destruction in your life for the longest time. They have been pulling a wool over your eyes so you don't know what's going on. It's like Jenga. They've been pulling out everything and sucking it up for themselves. Once they sucked it up for themselves and you figured it out, right? You pulled away. Now they pissed. This is the time of devastation. I got a real good message from my ancestors this morning. That shit is over. You haven't, every time you go to do something, you can't get it right. Every time you go, everything that you try to do, it seems like it's something there that prevents you from getting, because soon as you put in all the effort, that magic is intended for you not to see the manifestation. Or those people who see your light have been taking it from you for years. I'm gonna need you to tap the screen if it's true for you. You know your money won't get right. Everything seems to you be losing. Doing the right thing, I'm still losing. Let me tell you something. The month of February, devastating. These are family members. These are people you trusted. These are people who raised you. These are people who taught you in the church. These are people who taught you, who kept you after school. These are all these people that you put your trust in. They know everything about you. And they have used that information to destroy you. But no weapon, baby, not now weapon formed shall prosper. That's why you're still here. And that's why I understand more what that energy of devastation is all about. Because it's over for those who thought they won.